Here we fucking go again. California, of course. English teacher teaches kids grammar is part of white supremacy. Undermine that BS. An English teacher named Marta Schaffer said, I try to undermine that BS in my classroom as much as I can. A self-identified cringy, well, fair enough, California English teacher claimed she combats white supremacy BS in her classroom by teaching students about the overemphasized importance of grammar usage and writing rules. Marta, of course she's tenured, English teacher at Oroville High School, don't care when she started, parts of linguistics as a way of fighting white supremacy in my classes, according to her posts on TikTok. Yep, okay, so far, everything has lined up. Idiot, SJW, TikTok, tenure, California. Yeah, we've hit pretty much almost every box. The goal was to be inclusive of all kinds of ways we use the language. According to Schaefer, expectations for students to use proper grammar and syntax is part of white supremacy culture that runs deep.
You're an idiot!
Fellas, is it racist to know how to spell? I'm getting into the meme now. I try to undermine that BS in my classroom as much as I can, she said in the video highlighted by the Twitter account Libs of TikTok. Fox News Digital identified Schaefer as a teacher in the video and reached out to Oroville High School for comment but didn't receive. Okay, you know what? Let's watch it. Let's fucking go. We're gonna watch it. Let's see what this imbecile has to say.
Worried if I am part of the problem. What do I
You are.
mean by that? Well, public education is an institution that upholds
That you work for.
lots of problematic systems in our society,
And one of those problems is one that you literally teach, but okay.
like white supremacy and misogyny and colonization.
What the fuck are you talking about? You're literally a teacher and you don't even know what school teaches? There is literally a class. There is literally 2 classes dedicated to hating white people. Gender studies? And what's that other fucking CRT, critical race theory. You have 2 things dedicated to hating white people, but apparently it upholds white supremacy. Okay.
Etc. In my role as an educator, I try to undermine that BS in my classroom
I try to undermine education by being educational.
as much as I possibly can. I teach high school English and whew, the white supremacy runs deep. What
Oh my god, some of my students have to learn how to spell and use punctuation.
do I mean by that? Well, let's look at how we write essays. Start with an introduction that includes a thesis.
God forbid.
Always cite your sources. Use transition words like however and therefore. These
God, terrible.
are all made-up rules. They're arbitrary. They were created by Westerners in power.
Excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
So, it's racist because the professional way to talk and write was made by a white person, apparently? Like... Okay,
In linguistic justice, April Baker Bell calls this the language of respectability or the language of power. Which got me thinking, what if I started my school year with a unit honoring how we talk rather than teaching students how to write properly?
So what you're saying is that you want to put more respect into, like, black people, so you're going to put a lot more slang into how you talk? I'm sorry, call me a racist if you want, but if you're going to deny that black people use more slang than white people do, you are fucking stupid.
This is the start of my series on teaching linguistics in high school.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually thought that part of combating racism was giving more lessons to black people who are, like, underprivileged, from the hood, didn't go to school for very long, dropped out, etc. Because if they're talking in ways that don't sound proper, like they don't have very good grammar, punctuation, spelling, too much slang, I thought it was actually a good thing to teach them more to help out with that. Anyway, continuing on. Another included a prompt that said a student's codes, how they speak at home or with friends, is just as important, if not more important, than a boss's expectations on how their employee communicates. Yes, here we go, taking 2 points from 2 different galaxies and trying to fuse them together. Yes, it's important to be true to yourself and how you talk in your day-to-day life. But the whole point of a job is to be professional, and the whole point of learning in English class is to learn how to speak proper fucking English. Like, it doesn't mean that it's racist for a employer to ask you to speak professionally. God, what the fuck? She said, just because your teachers, your professors, and your boss may expect you to write and speak in a certain way that may not be natural to you does not mean that you're more natural. Languages are not important. They are just as important, if not more important, than the language of respectability. What a stupid, stupid thing to say. The English teacher added that she feels like a cringe white lady, you are, when teaching students of color. I'm sorry, but this, to me, kind of just sounds like you don't like teaching people of color. Did I worry I was being a white savior? Absolutely. Which is something that all of these SJW people do. They all have white guilt and feel bad about their own skin color, and they try to feel like saviors to people who don't need saving, which actually makes people of color feel worse because you're singling them out among other problems that I've been over in previous videos. Definitely. But a lot of my students come here, and they're uncomfortable with the white mainstream culture of public school life. You're literally talking about fucking using proper grammar. So I think it's good for them to see their teacher deal with linguistic discomfort too, she said. The California teacher also claimed that the IQ bell curve and the SAT are racist. The writers of these tests were made up almost entirely of white people, and they still are, she said. Well, God forbid! Okay. Short one. Okay. Now grammar, punctuation, spelling, and just having knowledge is now considered racist. In fact, I made a video you guys should probably watch. Let me pull it up for you. Alright, so the video that sort of relates to the video that I was just talking about, how grammar is offensive and everything, is this video right here in my playlist, Cognitive Privilege. I strongly suggest you watch this video. It sort of relates. Basically, it's when SJWs said that it's a privilege to be intelligent, and I just debunked it, basically. Alright, so kind of a related video. Go check it out. You know where it is. Life and World Rants playlist. And yeah, fuck that teacher. Like everyone else in California. Idiots.